Into the Light, Part 1 has dropped, and of course, it was a live stream, and of course, the live stream, of course, is available. And aside from that, if you don't want to watch the full about hour or so they go over it, I'm going to give you some of the highlights of things you can find right now. So first off, Into the Light, of course, is going to be free to all players. I believe sometime in April, not long after the last live stream ends, if I do recall. But at the same time, its main highlight is a new Horde mode coming to Destiny 2. Like I said, free to all players, regardless of owning Final Shape, Lightfall, or anything in between. And from that point, it is going to take place in the last city, as the art suggested. And like I said, it is going to be a Horde or /defense mode that takes place in the streets, and you will see various maps that actually happen. And it does include various difficulties right off the bat. They do tell us there will be a legendary mode, there will be bonus rewards from the higher ends, and to that point, if you are interested in it, the story-wise explanation is basically that the witness knows that we have access to the portal, and knows it is only a matter of time until we actually take the jump into the portal, so he's going to do what he can to slow us down, prevent us from going into the portal. And on another note, it is going to be basically that while the Guardians are invading the Pale Heart going after the Witness, everything else is going to be defenseless, so they are doing what they can to reinforce the city as the, bulk of the Guardian Peacekeepers are going off into a realm that they possibly could not return from. But even then, if they don't return, then the universe is done anyway. So there will be a wave-based game mode, and of course there is going to be a map in the last city. They did show Midtown, but it's not a copy and paste Midtown. It is going to be a terraformed version, as like the initial art suggested. There is going to be pyramids in the city itself. Now, it is going to be mainly run by Shax. He is going to be kind of the vendor going on about everything. And we will get access to Shax's arsenal, as it's called. But we do learn more about this in the next week. They didn't really show more than this. It is going to be a 3-player fire team based with matchmaking, but not confirmed for anything higher difficulties. And it's going to be like a usual, let's just say a zombies style wave mode. There will be stuff that drops, batteries to heal the towers, scrap to actually will be currency. And for what I heard, the gathering of the scrap is going to be team-based, but the spending of the scrap is going to be individual. So there won't be that person that spends all the points of the team and just gets rid of everything for you. Then there will be a variety of other things. Red Jacks, if you don't know what they are, one of the bots standing next to Shax in the tower. The Red Jacks will be used in fighting, and of course, at some point, they do actually show the Midnight Coup as one of the weapons that is shown. But basically, that is what the broad majority of what we heard is. It is going to be tower defense. There is going to be waves, objectives, kind of bigger difficulties, and of course there's going to be some unique weaponry, and some of the box art final shape weaponry does seem like it's going to be earnable during this time. But yeah, it is going to be something kind of interesting. It seems to be like they took Gambit and just removed Gambit, which ironically sounds like Fortnite when they took away building and suddenly became 100% better. Now, they did only really show Midtown, but at the same time, there is going to be more maps, and we're going to be learning more about that in the future. But yeah, defense, 3-player max, waves in the last city, and various other places, difficulty, and if I recall, they actually did mention that they said, no matter the difficulty, losing it all, it will fail. It's defense, not offense, so we're probably going to be sitting there waiting. But in addition to the play, there is going to be various consumables. Like I mentioned, there is energies or scraps you can use for currency. There is basically like turrets, there's trip mines, there's decoys, there's pretty simple defenses that you can use as well. Now, it doesn't look exactly like it's going to be hard right off the bat. Of course, it is 50 waves. It's going to be increasing difficulty. But from that perspective as well, it does seem like there is going to be a variety of enemies. Fallen, Cabal, Shadow Legion, Hive. Allegedly, though, they did mention that you wouldn't see any Taken, because I guess they would be busy elsewhere in the system. But yeah, that is pretty much the main everything to talk about when it comes to so far Into the Light. This doesn't seem like it's going to be the game changer, of course, though. Obviously, we're going to have to learn more about different things released otherwise, but from the perspective, it doesn't seem that bad. Now, I have to keep in mind, for all of you that might be thinking this isn't enough, keep in mind, Into the Light isn't something that was planned. Honestly, Final Shape should have been out by now, but then it got delayed. And because of that delay, Bungie then decided, well, we're going to need something extra in the meantime, so let's make something to essentially cross the gap, which this is free story in a way. It's a free little DLC. It's not an event that's only available for 3 weeks or a season-ending event that is like the last 2 weeks of a season. It is a full like event slash DLC. So with that perspective, looking at it, I got to admit, I'm kind of surprised at what they're doing because it is like a full like thing. It is a full game mode, full variety of maps. Of course, there's got to be a lot of coding. There is semi-new mechanics, because as you can see, there is still throwing balls like you have done dozens of times in the Destiny place. But at the same time, it is in a new way, and it is for a new reason other than just depositing something. So, like I said, I am sort of positive that this is going to be something new. Oh, well, maybe not new, but new for Destiny in a way that it'll at least keep us satisfied until Final Shape comes along. And like I said, this is stuff that wasn't planned. So whether it's new weaponry, returning weaponry, you know, like, and I've heard whispers of possibly like things like recruits returning and stuff like that. It is possible that we are getting more than we were going to get before just because of the fact that we are getting more gear. But aside from that, that is pretty much all that is mentioned. Like I said, this is only the first of 3 live streams. The bulk of this was the introduction and explaining the mode. I imagine there will be a discussion of, like I said, Arsenal in the next week and possibly either Sandbox or even further story details coming up in the 3rd one. Because they did, allegedly, it seems like they're going to be talking mostly about weapons and earnable gear, armor, exotics, if anything new. That will be the bulk of the next live stream, which I will, of course, be doing a quick synopsis of them during that time as well. With that, my name is Matt Scorpion. Thank you for watching.